Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, this is Cecelia021 bringing to you more videos as the viewers. Now the reason why this introduction is different than my previous ones is because I am going to be doing something rather different. Now, from one of my previous videos that I did for a short story called Fantasy versus Reality, what I am actually about to do is to tell you, all the viewers, a certain story that pretty much can happen to anyone, anytime and anywhere. I do hope that by seeing into this video from the beginning to the end, it should be something that I hope will help anyone that is or who is facing this sort of experience. Well, I do hope that each and every one of you would enjoy this video, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell notification so you won't miss any of my uploads in the future. I'll also put in a timestamp in the description box so you can just click on it and then skip along to the starting point of this video. I'll also be putting in the video link of this little music in the background, so to speak, just to be sure that if I'm not taking anyone's credit. And if you have any sort of requests or you just want to lay out whatever is on your mind, leave it in the comment section down below. So, stay safe. May each day be much better than the last. I am hoping that the story that you're about to hear will encourage you and hopefully help you out in case any of you are feeling guilt and shame, as well as some of the other negative thoughts. Now, on today's video, it is going to be a story of this young woman who seems to be good-hearted, a little bit too trusting, but she is still trying to reassure herself, consistently telling herself that it is not her fault. Now, ever since last month, she had met this friend online. She thought that is one of her favorite celebrities, and she thought to herself that she is quite lucky because who could ever talk to someone as ordinary as she is. Now, her younger sister was quite suspicious. She believed that it was like a spam, as if it's a different person on the other side of the internet. She advised this woman in her 30s to block out this person immediately. Now, the first woman, she did have a lot of thoughts, and she did consider of blocking this person off until he convinced her to stay in this sort of friendship by doing a video call to prove, or so-called prove, of what he is. And even though the video call was about 10 seconds at the most, if not more, it seemed to have shown this said person with the audio that sounded exactly like that said celebrity who had supposedly reached out to her as a friend. This woman felt reassured, but little does she know is that her own trusting nature and her good heart are secretly being taken advantage, and she had no idea of it all. Days have gone by, so to speak, weeks at the most, and it seemed to be as if they had this sort of connection that she seemed to find herself rather lucky, but at the same time, she can't help but feel that there's something not right. But she sometimes has struck it off as being rather paranoid. Let's just say it's not the first time she will feel like she's being paranoid. So she just let things go from there. Now, there were some things that strike in of rather odd. This said person who seems to proclaim himself to be some sort of celebrity. He caught her off guard by saying that he's fallen in love with her, even though it has been a few days. However, she remains consistent in her heart that she is still in an online long-distance relationship, and she is keeping herself faithful. Her heart really tugs in really hard because she's very, very sensitive. Like, she doesn't want to hurt this other person, but she chose to be faithful to her significant other, even though they're both far away. This said friend, he said that he was very sad because, according to him, he is confessing, but she's been rejecting him. She's rejecting him. To this young woman, this really breaks her soul because she doesn't want to hurt anyone. At least for some time after that. Seems to be accepting to stay as friends. Keep calling her a lovely friend. Things did seem to go in a little bit well. That is until he asked her a question. Do you believe in charity? Now, this young woman, she said that she does believe in that one because she thought of giving a little bit of something will certainly help out the goodness of the heart. But little does she know that as soon as she had said her honest opinion, he asked her to donate this rather large sum of money. This made her worrisome because she knew that in hand she doesn't have much to give. And even if she does find a way, she knows that, or at least she feels, that something does not feel right. So she tried to say all sorts of possibilities of what could have happened if she does one thing or another way, so to speak. One of her concerns has to do with her younger sister. Now, this young woman, she really loves her younger sister dearly. Ever since like 3 years ago, this young woman has been struggling even through emotional mistreatment. So her younger sister and her brother-in-law have brought her in, trying to give her this freedom and her own peace of mind. And ever since then, she did try to do whatever she can to show her appreciation. And on that note, this young woman tried to say honestly and thoroughly that she can't do this sort of a thing because any action to donate that rather large sum of money will certainly disappoint her sister that she really loves dearly. This said friend, he seemed to have gotten upset, saddened in his words. And according to him, she's like being selfish. She thought to herself, how can she be selfish when she just only being straightforward? Given credit, this woman did not say anything personal, so to speak. Still, she did feel sad that she's not really some sort of a good friend, at least in her head, as when those thoughts were pouring in. Now, a little bit sometime after the 4th of July, we seem to be on steady terms. He asked her to put up a new Facebook profile. That way, they could both keep in touch with this secret friendship. This young woman couldn't help but feel a rather big tug in her heart. She thought to herself, why am I feeling this way? Something does not feel right, but I don't know what it is. Now, sometimes when she was younger, whenever she has a big tug in her heart, something does not feel right, and she usually follows her gut instinct, so to speak. Even though a lot of the times it might make her look like a paranoid sort of person. Out of her own trusting nature and wanting to help, she seemed to ignore the harsh tug in her heart and decided to do just that. Suddenly, out of nowhere, her old social account has been hacked in. The reason why she noticed it was because she got herself logged out. She tried to put in her new password, but it kept on saying it was incorrect. She started to feel scared. She started to panic. She even started to cry out her tears, pleading with that friend to help her log herself back into that profile, because it has many of her friends, her family members, and loved ones that she's been connected to. What she doesn't know is what this so-called friend has said. He said to her, if she donates that recommended amount of money to his organizations, in his words, that she could get her account back. As usual, she tells him the truth, that she's limited. She couldn't really even do much. She also said in her heart that it was blackmailing, so to speak. All those negative thoughts in her head, they were scolding her, you should have listened to your gut instinct. But instead, your trusting nature has overpowered it. Especially the part where you feel like you're just being paranoid. This said friend gave her some sort of blackmail of an ultimatum that she has until tonight or tomorrow on that day to donate that large sum of money in order to get back her profile on Facebook. But instead of giving in to her commands, she follows the tug in her heart, which is telling her to confess everything, accept the responsibilities, perhaps the harsh words as well from her sister and her brother-in-law. When she did that, she broke down. She didn't know what to say. Surprisingly, her younger sister and her brother-in-law, they weren't mad or disappointed in her. Instead, they, including their high school friend, their old friend from high school, the three of them decided to help her instead of giving her the harsh comments, such as like, I told you so, or why didn't you listen, in a scolding manner. As much as this young woman didn't want to break things off, she knows what she has to do. The tug in her heart was her gut instinct to do what needs to be done, which is to cut him off, cut him out of her life. And in the words of their friend, put up boundaries to protect herself. And so she did, changing in each password to every other network that she has, such as Yahoo, Gmail, YouTube that's connected to Gmail, another one of fanfiction.net, and so many others. She won't lie, she did find herself crying in tears because she felt that she's like a bad person from doing this sort of a thing. Luckily, your friend said these words. It won't feel nice when putting up boundaries, but you have to do what you have to do to protect yourself. She also said to that woman that it is not her fault that this happened. If anyone has a fault, it is a said person who pretends to be a friend to take advantage of this woman whose heart is probably too big for her own good. After all that has been set up, this young woman tries to reassure herself, but she can't help but feel the negative thoughts of guilt and shame. As of what her therapist from BetterHelp.com has said to her, guilt is a feeling when a person that did something wrong. Shame is the feeling that this person feels afterwards, or just how they really feel in general. Those two things sort of collided because she felt guilty and ashamed. She thought that she was helping out a friend who was a celebrity, but she did feel rather ashamed. She didn't know what to say or do. At least she has been able to create a new account, reconnect to almost every of her family members, friends, and loved ones that she knows and remembers. She even warns them that her old account has been hacked and warn them to unfriend and block that old account for safety measures in case this pretend friend, this hacker, still has it in his hands. She still struggles to this day because she still can't help but feel that she shouldn't have done what she had done. Like, if only she just cut off all things, then none of this would have happened. Her younger sister, that she looks up to be a better person, she said that there's no point of crying over spilled milk. When it's done, it's done. The best thing to do is to move on forward. This young woman knows that her younger sister is right. So, up until that very day, she promised her younger sister that this will never happen again. She even wrote it down in her separate journal as a memory to remember this valuable lesson, even though it can hurt. It won't be easy, but given time, things will heal. It has been 2 days since it all happened. This young woman pretty much has a lot in her mind. She admits that the day after this incident happened, she thought that she had already cried her tears out. But she has proven to be wrong, because the guilt and shame still dwelled inside of her heart. However, along with that, there's sort of beacon of hope, like a determination to perhaps help others in her own way, try to be a hero in her own way. From the given encouragement to a few family members, her friends, and loved ones that have been told of what has happened. They have given her their approval because what she wanted is to share her story to anyone who is struggling through a similar, if not the same situation as it had happened to her through experience. It's a start, but she knows that by sharing this story, it can help anyone to perhaps bring out an awareness not to go down that same path that she had caused to herself because she didn't rely on her gut instinct, not to mention the warning signs. And also, by sharing her story, she believes that she will be at peace. This story is rather intense. And it's not only intense, but it's also a true story. If any of you are wondering why, it is because it had happened to me 2 days ago. And I hope that by sharing my story to every viewer on YouTube, to please share this video freely. If there are any warning signs that I can perhaps give to you from the experience, one of the many signs is this: always listen to your gut instincts when it feels like something is not right. You may feel as if you're like being lucky to talk to a certain special person that only you can dream of and feel like you're out of this person's social circle, so to speak. But you can't really let those fantasies of run through your head. Listen to these warning signs that your friends, your family members, or your loved ones might have had something suspicious in their perspective. If they say that something is not right, that it is not this person that you thought you were talking to, not only give it some thought, but also ask yourself this question: is it really safe? Is it really worth it? You may also feel that the said person might have showed who he or she really is just because they put up a video call on you. It could have been filmed or altered, anything, to make it seem convincing and sort of realistic. It might catch you off your guard too, like it has done on me. If there is something that is that feels not right, such as a sudden confession or asking some sort of favor that seems to be beyond your power, something is not right. If this so-called friend is blacklisting or blackmailing you to do something that you're not comfortable with, that said person is not really a good person. Do not feel afraid of putting up boundaries in a means of protecting yourself and others. Do not feel that you're being cold and distant or heartless when you're cutting this said friend in your life, out of your life. Because in the end, you're actually protecting yourself. Also, reassure yourself that it is not your fault that somebody takes you, the real you, for granted. Also, be extremely careful, because even though there are some people that are truly what they are. Others are not. Look out for yourself. If you feel ashamed of this sort of similar or same situation happen to you, don't be. Reach out to others. Call in for help. Don't keep it all bottled up inside. Don't keep it all a secret, because in the end, it can hurt you. And also, don't be afraid to speak up. Just speak up. Protect yourself. Just because some people would say or be in denial that something like this wouldn't happen to me. It's a harsh reality, but it can happen to anyone, like it had happened to me 2 days ago. It's really a harsh reality, a harsh lesson, but a meaningful lesson for myself and for others, to protect ourselves in this world as we grow, as we adapt, as we find ways to create our own future. But in order to make a brighter future, we all must be very careful. This world is both a beautiful and a dangerous one in a mix. For those of you that are facing this situation right now, or feeling the bitter aftermath, if you have gotten yourself out of that situation, give yourself credit. As I have been told, you are a lot stronger than you think and believe that you are. And also, if you are feeling like you're alone in this situation, you're not. Because I am sure that everyone has gone through this experience that is cruel, that is terrifying, and that it could have gone in a worse situation. Luckily for me, I did not give out any other personal information that could endanger me. Still, it's a hard decision to try and forget about it, because keep on feeling these negative thoughts, all of these what ifs, and even this one negative thought saying that it is my fault. But what I should say that is this: it is not my fault. I am stronger than this. I can get through this. I have many people that care about me. I can reach out for help. I can be a better person. I can protect myself. And I know that I can get through this. The wound, so to speak, is still rather deep. I can't really even blame myself because I am rather a sensible person. No, make that if I'm very sensitive. Up to the point that I can be a little too trusting. But I will make that day a lesson to never, ever let anyone take advantage of the trusting nature of what my counselor had said. I should give myself credit, as some would say, that I am being brave of sharing my story, because it can help a few people that are likely more than just likely, that are going through of what I have gone through. And I'm hoping that it could give those people the courage to protect themselves and others, and to reassure those people that this sort of a thing that happened to any of you, it is not your fault. You have the right to protect yourself, even if it means putting up boundaries against those people that pretend to be friends, people that are toxic, like the so-called friend that I thought was sort of saying like the real deal, but as a one thought I said that I should have known better, but it can happen to anybody, so the least I can do is to move on forward, and I'm hoping that this video here will help others. So, if any of you are going through something like this, I hope and pray that this video can help each and every one of you. Just be very careful in this world. There's like hackers that pretend to be a genuine person. It happens all the time. So please, just protect yourselves before it happens. And if it does happen to you, just know that it is not your fault. It is not your fault. You may think or feel that it is, like it happened to me. But it's not, because they just they take advantage of you. Just know that you are worthwhile